everyone, it's Jill, Fiber Floozie Crafts. Welcome back to the She Shed. Thank you for coming over and visiting with me today. I have a lot of things to show you. First off, today is Thursday, the 19th of February of 2026. And I'm just going to do a video today. I'm kind of backing off a little bit of some of the lives just for a lot of different reasons, so we'll talk about that. If you are new here, thank you for stopping in and spending some time with me. I'm going to talk about my knitting, my crochet, life here where I live, my dad. I help take care of my dad. I have some purchases that I made online, and what else? Some chit chat, maybe a little bit of health updates towards the end. Maybe we might get to see Cerbs, even though, wow, he is a dirty boy. Cerberus is my pit staffy. He is staffy mostly. And he went and rolled in the dirt, so he's pretty dirty. He is our mascot here in the She Shed. So I have lots of news from the farm, that kind of thing today. So I hope that you'll stay for the whole thing. Okay? All right, now I'm probably going to just kind of put all these videos together, and we're probably going to move around the room. We're just going to move around the She Shed for, depending on what it is that we are talking about, we're going to move around. So, and then I'll just stick everything together. And I don't do any editing. I may put an intro and I may put an outro, and that's about it. I will try to put something like down around the bottom if there's something that I'm talking about or someone I'm talking about, maybe a channel or a pattern or something like that. I will try to put some words down there for you so you'll know what I'm talking about. Other than that, we're not editing. Okay, I do have a finish. Have you seen it yet? So this is my mannequin Tawanda. Let me rearrange the camera and show you what it looks like. This is the Mercury Rising by Bag O' Day Crochet. And the yarn is Bag O' Day Crochet hand-dyed yarn minis, along with a gray that I already had in my stash. And I will put some more pictures in there also. I just noticed there was a pause button. That's handy. There never used to be a pause button before. I am wearing a necklace by Tracy at I Love Loopy Crochet and Treasures. This is a bead necklace that she sells on her Etsy store. The blanket, this blanket is my subscriber blanket, and it is squares that were made by my subscribers. I was doing a make along. We were making blankets for Duty Ron and Ed on the Duty Ron channel. It's a true crime channel. And I was able to make 2 blankets, and then I had enough left over to make myself one. So we made 3 blankets. I was so blessed to have so many squares come in. It was just awesome. This other piece here is a wrap that I made using hand-dyed yarns. I had leftovers and little minis, and I used those to crochet these squares. That pattern is based on a pattern by Expression Fiber Arts, where she made a blanket, and instead of doing a blanket, because I ran out of gas, I just made a wrap. I think that's everything here. I have new glasses. These are by Unlimited. right before we started, Serbs brought me his toy that has these ends that you unscrew it, and then you can put these little rings that are like a hard treat, and that's what he's doing. He's trying to get those off. So you take the center, it's got a center ball, and it looks like a bone, and you untwist it, and you take that ball off, and you put one ring on, and then you put the ball back on, and then you put another ring on, treat ring, and then you screw the other end back on. That's what he's working on. He's waiting for 3 o'clocks. So got new glasses. I'm trying out some new makeup. And I know that if you've been here for a while, you know that I'm not really a makeup wearer here. I've done it on occasion, but my face is starting to turn red. I'm getting red, pretty red here, and then I'm getting pretty red in my face, and I'm doing what I call flushing. So this is an effort to combat the flushing that I'm getting on my face. Yeah, the new makeup is hypoallergenic because everything makes my eyes water. It is Bare Minerals is the powder. So there's no liquid or anything, no foundation. It's just Bare Minerals powder. And then I just did hypoallergenic mascara, an eyeliner, a little bit of shadow, some blush, and then my lipstick is by Lip Sense, and this one is Plumera. My coffee, it's like my favorite cup now, you guys. I can't help it. Oh, it's backwards. Why is it backwards? Oh, that's right. It's backwards to me, but when you see it, it will be fine because I changed the settings. Yeah, forgot that. If you know, you know. This is from Star Trek, the original series. That is what the stun guns look like in the original series. This was my Valentine cup, and I absolutely love the way, I'm real funny about my coffee cups because it's the rim on the coffee cup. It has to have a certain mouth feel for me. I don't like them. I don't like them thick. Yeah. There shall be innuendos here. It's tall, but it has the same amount of coffee in it that a regular, I usually have Starbucks coffee cups because I like the rim on the Starbucks coffee cups. But I like the hand feel on this one. I can get a nice grip with both hands and kind of hold on to it. I can also hold it up next to my face when it's nice and hot. I just really like the size and feel of the cup. Are y'all funny about your coffee cups? All right, today's coffee is Community Coffee French Vanilla and a mixture of Aldi Caramel Macchiato. I do occasionally buy some coffee at Aldi. And it depends on how much coffee I have. Right now I have a lot, but I had bought one bag of this caramel macchiato a while back and I hadn't opened it yet. So I just mixed the two of them together in my canister. There's always coffee here. Okay. In my Miss Gilmore Girls bag from Laura at Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy. She also has a podcast with her friend Karen Miller. This is a train case style. It opens really nicely, and I have 2 projects in here. Now, I finished the hat that I was making with this yarn, and I started another one with the leftovers because I had enough of both colors that I used on the last hat. This is Raspberry Rush, and this is Stormy Morning. And these yarns are by Donna at Crystal Skies Hand Dyed. And they have a YouTube, her and Amber, her daughter, have a podcast, and it's Hurley's Hand Dyed. And what I did, I took what was left, and I don't have enough to go around again. But I took what was left of the first one, and I did the brim using a 1x1 rib. So knit 1, purl 1. Made a nice brim on it. And so I'm about to add back in this one and finish out the hat with this. And I'm thinking that I will do the entire top of the hat as if I just started from the brim. In other words, this will be a brim that can be folded. I thought about folding it in like that and knitting the 2 together so it would be a folded brim. But I don't really want to do that right now. I don't want to do the work. These are Addy Rocket Squares in a US 8. Not sure the millimeter on that. It's US 8 on a 16-inch cord. So there's that one. And I have, trying to remember who gave me, no, I purchased these. My needle stoppers are the bees. Okay. Also in here, I'm using a 4mm tulip crochet hook, and I am making the Just Feel Better shawl by Kalisha Ryan of Quirky Monday. Just Feel Better shawl. This is a granny square cluster which grows on one side. It is a asymmetrical shawl. It grows on one side, and you start with a few stitches and then it grows out. And I'm using Deep Stash yarns. The white is from Honeybee Knits, and then the other colors are minis from Toad Hollow, and they're the Boho mini set. And both of these yarns have been in my stash for a very long, since before I started my channel, when I was just a consumer and not a creator. But it looks pretty good. I thought I could stop here and I could put it together like that and have it be like a cowl. But I want to do at least 2 rotations of the minis. So that's what's in there. here's the minis. They do have names. Okay, Honeybee Knits. And this one is called White as Snow. It is 85% superwash and 15% nep. The Boho mini set from Toad Hollow. And the colors are Lady Defiance, Youth Romania, Vagabond, Nomad, and Moonstone. And I have to tell you, the Moonstone one, oh, gosh, I love this color. I think I have a full skein of this in my stash over there. This is the Moonstone. This is like their, used to be their signature color. I love that. All right, so that is that bag. Now, I know you want to know about the one behind me, so let me get that down and I'll show you a little closer. I had this brooch on there. Comes from Hobby Lobby. I have two of these. One of them was sent to me from with a gift, and then this one I purchased. Here we go. All right, so these are, we have the black, we have this red and white, then we have the yellow, and we have the red. And then this one is a yellow with white and black speckle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the 5 minis. I started with the gray. The gray is also a sparkle. I started with the gray, then went into the yellow sparkle, and then the red, and then the yellow, and then the red and white, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I ended it because I ran out of the gray, so I ended it with the black. Now, she does not do 2 of the shell pattern on the outside. I did, simply because I wanted to show more of the black. I wanted a little bit more of the black to finish it off. So I ended it with the shell from the pattern, and then I went back, and in between the shells I did a smaller shell and a couple of chains, and a smaller shell and a couple chains. All right, let me put it on for you. I have some more pictures of this. I'll try to remember to put them in. I love it. And I don't know why, but it really reminds me of Germany. In Germany, we wore my dad was in the Air Force, and he was stationed in West Germany, in the Wiesbaden, Germany area, and that is considered the Hessen portion, northern Germany. And the kids, so we lived on base, so we lived in housing. If you didn't live in housing, then you lived on the economy. The kids on the economy, the local people, they wore a lot of scarves. And it was a little cooler over there. It was a lot of times there was rainy. And this is just very much the style of what they would have worn over there at the time. That was in the late 70s, early 80s. Yeah. I love, love, love the feel of this. The yarn is absolutely wonderful. Let me show you what I had left. I don't remember which bag it was. Oh, there it is. Okay. That one. I'm thinking I will make a hat. I used an H hook. Yes, used an H hook. This is what I have left. Bits and bobs. I'm going to hold this up so that you know it was Mercury Rising is the Shawl by Bag O'Day. And the yarn is Bag O'Day on Etsy. And this set is called Freddie. It is 75% superwash, 20% nylon, and 5% silver. Silver sparkle, 43 yards each, 10 grams. I didn't weigh these, but I can. I have a little scale. $18.3 grams left. Almost 20 grams. So I think I am going to, and I had none of the silver, the gray. I had none of it left. I think I'm going to do a hat, a fingering weight hat. I will find another coordinating yarn to go with it and make a hat with those minis. That's my plan anyway. So what do y'all think? I'm so proud of it. It turned out so good. Okay, and Crystal, I hope you like it. There's that. I have another project that I started, but I haven't done very much of it. I will show you when I get farther along. It's another one with shells. Don't really have a whole lot to talk about. This is cotton. Don't have a whole lot to talk about with this one yet, but I have yarns already wound up with it. I am using a eye hook, 5.5 eye hook. This is the first one, which is Cascade Pima cotton. This bag is by Randy of Anseer Handmade, and it's the Coffee Diva bag in teal, of course. But that one I had just barely started, so I don't have a whole lot to tell you about that right now. All right, let me take this off. All right, now in this bag, which bag is this one? Is by Naughty Knitting Sack. So this is a Naughty bag. And this is the great big bag that I got from her. Now, there will be a link down below where if you use Floozie 15 when you check out at either Naughty Knitting Sacks or the Fuzzy Sheep on Etsy, you can get 15% off of any bag that you order. This one is a Naughty bag, so it has Naughty stuff on the inside. And this has my cardigan. I'm not sure how I feel about this cardigan right now. I may not keep this one. I don't know yet. It's not finished. So here's what I did with the sleeves. And as you see, I've just started doing some trim. And I did a little bit of it right here. I used this is all I have left of the Red Heart Super Saver. It's the all-in-one petite. And that's all I have left of that. I used 3 of them. Here's what I did on the back. I added this middle section. And I'm wondering if I added too much in the middle because it pokes out, like where it hits my bottom, it pokes out at the bottom. So I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm gonna keep working on it and we'll see how it goes. I added a few on the front also, double crochet rows, and then at the bottom to use all of the yarn and some here. And I'll have to do around now. And the yarn that I put on the trim, and I haven't decided whether I will make pockets or not. I don't know yet. This is Hobby Lobby, and it's their bamboo mix. So Red Heart all-in-one Granny Petite. I think this one is called Groovin'. 3 of those. No, this isn't Hobby Lobby. This is Loops and Threads. And it is their heathered bamboo. It's Michael's. Loops and Threads, heathered bamboo. $204 yards, 150 grams. It's a bamboo blend, so it has, this is called Salsa, the red one is. It's a 4-weight. It's 53 acrylic and 47 bamboo. I like this yarn a lot. This feels really nice. This would be a very sturdy yarn, just so you know. If you want something that was not going to fray as easily, I think this is definitely something that wouldn't fray as easily. So that's what I'm using on the edges. So I just started down here. I don't know yet. We'll see when I get it all put together and put it on with that little bit of that extra weight down at the bottom and see if it settles, and maybe after it's washed. But if I don't like it, then it will be given away, which is okay. I have 3 more. See, I bought those on Amazon, and I have 3 more, and they are the Lapapalooza, I think is a colorway, with the teal and coral and a purple and a gray. And that one is one I really want for me. So if I don't like this one, I'll give it away, and then I will have one. I wanted to be doing that one because of it being right around Valentine. So anyway, okay. I finished the 48-hour cowl. In this bag, which is also by Knit for Brains. This is the True Crime Night. Now, I don't think she has any more of these in her shop. However, you may ask her if you want one. She may be able to get the material. I don't know. This one didn't have a pocket. It's a drawstring, and I think this is what she calls her medium sock bag. But it says True Crime Night. Coffee and True Crime. And then inside here, I have a very small sock sack, which I have been using as a ball sack. And this one is Iced Coffee and True Crime Club member. And that held my contrasting color, which has a sparkle in it. This is the Gazelle Gala. Comes from Hobium. I know you can get it in other places, but this, I bought it off of Hobium. 48% merino, 25% polyamide, and 27% polyacryl, as in acrylic. So 48 merino, 25 polyamide, and 27 acrylic. That was the contrasting color. I used Joanne, KC Yarn, Merino Luxe, 100% superwash merino in pomegranate and Bordeaux. That's the Bordeaux. That's what I have left. A lot. Be making hats with this too. And this is the pomegranate. The needle stoppers were also sent to me with this bag from Laura. True Crime, snacks and True Crime all the time. These are the needle stoppers. There is Laura's card. I was using a counter that I got from Russ at It's Raining Yarn in my Advent box from him. I was using that in here. There was a stitch marker that came with this bag also from Laura. And the needles I used were my Addie Clicks US 9 5.5 millimeter. So earlier when I said an 8 millimeter, I think that is a, no, I said a US 8. I believe the US 8 would have been a 4 millimeter, but I don't know for sure. Maybe a 4.5. Maybe maybe the US 8 would be a 5 millimeter. The US 9 is a 5.5. I can't remember. 24-inch cord, and when I say 24-inch, I mean from tip to tip. It's 24 inches. And this is my own pattern. I have my notes and I will be writing it up. This is the chart. This was meant to look like an hourglass, which is why I was calling it the 48-hour cowl. They don't look like hourglasses once they are knit up. So here is the cowl. There are 48 of them here. So there's 48 of these from, and they're together. So if you see the chart, see it there? And then where they touch, it starts another one. There's 48 of them, which makes it the 48-hour cowl. And they don't really look like hourglasses, but I really kind of think they look a little bit like a clock face. It doesn't matter to me. I think it came out really good. I love the pattern. I did 12 rows of the 2x2 ribbing in the pomegranate. Then I added the Bordeaux, did a few of those, did the pattern, the chart, a couple rows of the Bordeaux plain. Then I added in some of the pomegranate and then did that all the way down. All right, let me put this on for you. I'll show you my floats. My floats aren't always, I'm not a champion at doing floats, but they don't look too bad. But I know a lot of knitters like to see what they look like. It's not a reversible pattern. And I usually don't, and that's why I don't really worry too much about what my floats look like. So here it is. What I do is I kind of pull it out so that you can kind of see the pattern in there. Like that. I actually really like these wine colors. And I chose these wine colors because we're watching the 48-hour episodes and discussing it on Friday for my Stitch and Crime on Friday night, usually between 6:30 and 7 o'clock on Central Time on Friday night. And on YouTube, these are the colors that they were using with their thumbnails for 48 hours. Now, I will be getting this written up and put it on my Ko-fi. All of my patterns and a lot of my updates, I'm trying to keep up with it. I don't do the best job, but doing that on my Ko-fi, K-O-F-I. I understand that that's another platform. Not everybody wants to do that. I will leave a link where you can go over and you can see it. yeah, that's the 48-hour cow. So I will get that written up. All right, what else? I have worked on the turntable cover. I was holding this and this together. This is a cotton by Tacky Yarns. I didn't like the way it felt. So I undid it, started over. This is Lion Brand Heartland. And the color, I believe I have that in here. See, that's the tacky yarn, that cotton. I didn't like it together with this. This is Lion Brand Heartland. Well, that's not the right color, but Heartland is it. That says Smoky Mountains, and this is not Smoky Mountains. Smoky Mountains is a gray color. I want to say this is Cayman Islands color. I'm doing the Suzette stitch. That's how, let's see, I need 40 rows. This is 10, so I'm about 15 rows in. And I'm going to do 40 rows for it to drape over my turntable. This one is for me. And then I still have 2 more to make. And then I will probably use that tacky yarn in the others for Mr. Fiber. But this one is mine. And I'm using a 6.0 J-hook for that one. And that's really everything I've worked on. Oh, I did work. All right, this is another bod making. Did work a little bit on this. This is a little slower, and I've been working on other things. I was working on that mostly, and that cardigan. This is where I was the last time you saw it, right here. So I've done this much. This is going to be a triangular shawl. It's going to look really cool once it's blocked out. I am doing planned pooling. I knit the dark color, and then when I get to the light color, I knit front and back, knit, and then knit them together. So there's 5 together to make these little baubles. And I do that until I run out of the light. I have to adjust it. So sometimes I have a stitch that's not worked into there. Sometimes I have, it just depends on where I'm at with it. And it's really a very reversible fabric. And this is Rainbow's Dark Side, also by Bag O' Day. And this is her worsted. And this one is the 19 micron merino, 100% superwash. 215 yards. And she gifted me a second one. So when I get farther along, I will see how much more I think I might need, and I might be able to make this a really big shawl, which would be nice because with it being worsted, it is going to be very squishy. It's got a very bouncy, squishy feel, this 19 micron. I really like it. That is all I've worked on. I do have the cowl, which is also bod making. And I finished one complete skein of it, but I haven't worked on it since you saw it last. Just to remind you. So I still have a full cake. I caked it. Did I have 2 of these? I'm trying to remember if I had 2 of these or not. I don't think so. I think I only had 1. Maybe I did have 2. I think I did have 2. I'm using my Texas needle stoppers that I got at Abilene Yarn Co. Yeah, I used 1 whole cake, which was 1 whole skein of that same 100% superwash 19 micron, but I'm holding it with a mohair from Mace of Skeins. And this yarn Mace of Skeins. No, it's just 1. Just made it fluffy with that holding it together. It's called Pink Cherry Soda. It was 231 yards, 80% superwash, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. I was wrong. Anyway, I guess holding the 2 together made them fluffy, and I got 2 cakes. I must have split it into 2 cakes. So in the end, I will have used 1 full cake. I'm going to go back and check. I'll go back and check my purchases and make sure. So not entirely possible I didn't buy 2 of those. This is the Spiral Rib Cowl by Anne Norling. And this is from the Knit Red book for heart health. If I can get this one finished, I will turn it in for Ellen's Crochet Heart Month Make-Along. But I don't know if I'll get it finished. If I finish it by the end of February, then I will do that. Okay. That's all of that. Now we will move over to my desk and I will show you what I got over there. Before we move over there, I have this book rest for tablets and books, and it folds. It came from Books A Million, and it has Velcro, and it folds up and you can put it in your bag and it will speak. And I've taken this all over. It's wonderful for a tablet. My new my iPad now, I have a cover, so I don't need this. But you open it and you put it in there. And then you have these for your book. Well, I'm wanting to read while I knit, but this doesn't really hold the book open when you have a hardcover book. So I purchased something where I can put the book in there that way, but I needed something to kind of hold the book open. So I got this on Amazon, and it's very strong. And it looks like a little puppy dog, but it's long where it will touch both sides of the book. And it's a clip. So it will hold the book open so I can read. And I like it, and it works. Just wanted to mention that because I know you guys know that I had something else and that it didn't work. The last thing I had did not work. This one is working. So yesterday I got to go and have a me day. I went to the chiropractor. I had lunch, got a coffee, and then I went over to Books A Million, Ross, and Michael's. You're not going to believe this, but I bought no yarn. If you're expecting yarn, I didn't get any yarn. I do a lot of different crafts, and that's what this behind me is. At Ross, I got some gel pens, and I bought a set for me, and I'm probably going to give a set away. Well, I am going to give a set away, but I got this set of gel pens. Now, I will come back on and we will test them out. These were $5.99. They're called Paper Tails, made in China. Year 2024 is when these came out. There are, does it say how many are in here? 30. There's 30 of them. See, there's two tiers. There's some back here. And I really think that these are both the same. They look the same to me. But they just have different packages. So I got I got two. One to give away. And then this was $3.99. And these are Stettler pencils. And they are metallic. If you can see the colors there. $3.99. There are 12. Colored pencil with shimmery metallic effect. Soft lead. So we'll be checking those out. What else did I get? I got a backrest for in the car. You know, one of those foam ones. I got a wooden dish rack. And I can set it right on top of the crochet mat that I made. I also got another dish mat for my dad, which folds out. And I think it will be better for him for on his counter. And I got some tea. I haven't been to Ross in a really long time. I also purchased this set of dual tip alcohol markers. There's 48 of them in here. So we're going to be testing these out. It's like a nice set of colors. My box is broken. I didn't notice that. Quick dry, acid-free, blends easy, non-toxic. There's a bullet tip and a chisel tip. Well, let's take a look. Bullet, chisel. There's not a lot of smell. That's good. They have numbers on them, which is nice. And there's some really good colors in there. They had 2 or 3 different sets. We'll check these out and see how juicy they are. Artisanal Prestige is the brand. Made in China. Hecco in China. Artisanal. Vernon, California is where they're distributed, but made in China. So I got those. Trying to think of anything else I got. I don't remember. I got a new pencil case from Amazon because I have a certain things I want to put in this one. I know, me and my pencil cases. I got... This is something we're going to have to look at also. This is the Ector mirror. So this is for drawing, so you can mirror an image onto your page where you can draw it. And it works with a tablet, a phone, all kinds of things. And it comes with an app where you can edit images. So we'll be trying that out. I ordered some bling from Amazon. Little bag of bling. These are for journaling. They're little rosettes. They have a flat back. See, the back is flat. And then it's a little rosette in different colors. Got a silver, a gold, a black, and a blue. I got some blotting paper. This is for when I am doing markers and things. I wanted this one to go in when I'm doing the journals because that paper is not the best, and I can put the blotting paper behind it. And I also got some ephemera, and they're note paper, and they came in 4 different colors. So I've got a pink, a green, a blue, and a purple. And this is what they look like. They are paper cutouts, and they're already embossed, and they're kind of thick. Look at that. This one says Diploma, Life is Your Own. And that one, they're all different. That one. This one says premium quality. It's got a bouquet on it. But they're all embossed. Some of them are solid. And then regards. They each have a different kind of a theme on them. What I was trying to do is to kind of feel out what some of the journaling stuff on Amazon is like. This one is called Half the Moonlight. This one is called Clear Sky and Light Wind. This one is called Green Light Forest and Rose Train. But that's basically what I showed you is what's in there. Okay, and then I got some Planner Kate. So I'm probably going to do another video where I show you all of this stuff on my desk and do some playing around on my desk. I got some of her scripts. I got some of her, this is a Misfit bag. I might have ordered some more of those. And then this one has the spring stuff for her new release. That's Planner Kate. I have more coming. I didn't buy any yarn at Michael's because they didn't have anything new. Nothing new. I went and I looked through all of it. I had watched Little Acorn Crafts and she had shown some new yarns that came out, and I thought I'd go in there and see, but there was nothing new. But I did buy 2 paper pads. This one is the Wildflower Cottage. These were $5.99. I'll give you a quick flip. Pretty colors. There's some gold foil in there. This one is called Book Club. These are the Craftsmith. This one's fun. There's some cutouts. We'll do a better flip through on my desk after a while. All right, I went to Barnes & Noble. I didn't find any magazines. I didn't find any craft books. I didn't find any vinyl. I looked at the stationery. And I found something interesting in the stationery. Now they had 2 things. I really want to do more kit stuff. And so this one was a kit. It was $16. And it has labels, stickers, tapes, and paper. This is by Pepin, P-E-P-I-N. And this one is Van Gogh. So based on Van Gogh art. And so it has representations of the art in here. And it also has where you can color. So I thought that would be fun. They also had some postcards and they were watercolor. So we'll do a flip through of this, but not right now. And then in my Barnes & Noble, all of their 2026 planners were $2. So yeah, I got a Moleskine weekly 2025-26 notebook diary planner. We'll flip through this one. I haven't opened it. $2. This was a 25-26 A5 weekly vertical by Marks. So this goes through December of this year. The reason I got this one for $2. Now we got two. Can you believe? The reason I wanted it was for the cover. So here is what this looks like. You have this plastic cover, and on the front it has a zipper right here, and then on the back it has some slots, and an A5 notebook will go in this. And I thought, you know, if it was just worth it just for the cover alone, it's worth it. This is what this looks like inside. Here's your month. And then your week. But we'll do a closer, more close-up of that in a video. And this is where I'm going to tell you a few things, like the fact that I'm going to be doing more videos and less lives. You know, I tell it like it is here. Whenever there's drama, or I feel as if there's been a change somewhere and I'm not comfortable, I will shrink back in on YouTube. I shrink right back in on myself, and that's just how I do. It's just how I do. Which is what I'm doing. So you're going to see a lot more videos. You're going to see less lives. And that is something that I can control. Meaning, if a comment comes up, you may never see it. Or I can control that. You know, I still will do my Friday crime live, but I'm going to be doing more videos. It also means that I am more free to create and do. Not that I don't enjoy the chat, but I get distracted. I have ADD. And I get where I don't really flow because I'm too afraid I'm gonna miss something. So there's that. I did do some de-stash from Tina at Crafty Bean. If you would keep her in your thoughts and prayers, her husband has been very, very ill this week. Tina, I hope he's feeling better if you watch this. She's probably not because she's too busy. Here is some of the things that I got from last week. So this is a thin die with words. It says sunshine and smiles, miss you, and friend. And it also comes with an embossing folder in here. And here's the dies on the back. And you have, this is two. So here's this insert part in the outer. And then you have another insert here. And all the words. And then I got this one. I don't know what this is called, but it has little animals on it. Very special, special someone. That's what this one is called, special someone. Look at all the little critters. And what this is, you can stamp and layer. You can collage things with these because you have more than one stamp. It says, happy birthday, thank you, very special day for a very special someone, filled with helium, and this balloon is special. Polyacrylic stamp. And then I got the cuckoo for you. Time spent with friends is time well spent. Time to celebrate. Miss you all the time. I'm cuckoo about you. Hello, you. And we've got different pieces that you can build on this one. So this can go here. You've got this can go below it. Got the little door that can go in there. It's fun. Then I got some littler, I wanted these to go on the side. When I make a card, I can cut this out to go along the side. It's an edge. I wanted these edges. So we have one that's got peace. Then we have this one has scalloped trio. So there's 3 different ones in there. We have a chevron edger. And San Francisco cityscape. Y'all know I'm from California. Yes, that's what's wrong with me. It is that fun. So that doesn't have to go on the side. That can go anywhere. This one is roses. It's a rose cutout border. And then this set, she threw in the mom and the dad in a couple different scripts, or sizes really. Same script, different sizes. So that's those. And then I ordered paper from her. So we have a box of paper. Let me get this stuff out and show you. And then I would get it out so I don't shake the camera. Okay, 1 second. I purchased this set of washi tape. I'm going to go through with you guys and we're going to go through my washi and see if there's any of it. I want to do a, in my Tink book, and do the washi on here and see if the washi is still good. If anything that isn't any good, I want to throw them out. But this one was in its own box, which was nice, and it has different seasons. And I paid, this was, she sells these in lots on, she does D-stashes. And this was lot number 11, and I paid $15 for the box. So we'll go through those. I'll go through them with you when we do stuff. And then these papers, there was just some stuff here that I did not have. For instance, this is gold and silver sheets. And they are from a UK company. So here's gold and silver. And they are, let me, see, this is really thick. So this can go, I can cut it, and then I can put an image, build images on top of them to where this is going to be like a mirror behind on the front of a card. And I did not have any of that. have cleared 2 more cubes in the hallway so that I have a place to put stuff. So there's that one. And then this one has assorted mirror boards. So different colors. We have the red, there's another gold, and I think there's some other colors in there. This one is different colors of paper. It's kind of shiny, but these are the same way. These can be cut and used as a background. Perfect Paper, Colors of Autumn. And these are a UK company. Colors of Autumn A4 papers by Carnation Crafts. And it's a good, I don't know what weight they are, but they are like, almost like the cover of a book, that thickness. That's what they are. And then I got this same paper in these colors. And these colors. And then there's another one of the mirrors. I have a lot of cardstock, but not anything other than black, white primary. And I certainly didn't have anything in the mirror values. And then she put these in here. I know this came in this box with them. These are also backgrounds. However, they're almost a kit. There's one that's loose. So you have this piece here that it's pop-outs. You're blooming lovely. You are my sunshine. Happy birthday. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. And then you have this image here that has a circle, and you know, all of this, you could put one of those solid colors behind it, and then you would just put this right on there, and you've got a card all ready to go. This right here can go either at the bottom or on the inside. And there's a whole bunch of these. So there's that one. There's some that in here that are loose. We'll go through them, and I will show them all to you at a different time. They're called topper pads. This one has just kind of come apart. And then here's another one. So that's what was in that box. And I think that's everything. Now we'll go back over to my chair and we'll have a little bit of a chat for like life updates and that kind of stuff, and then we'll finish up, okay? Okay, I'm gonna work on this while I finish talking to y'all. Now I know that this is a long video. I know it's not a live, and I know you enjoy watching me live. I get it. But this works out for me. I can do this in stages. I can do this any day. I don't have to set it up. It'll come out whenever I get it done, it'll come out. It just is, you know. And not that many people watch my videos, unfortunately. It's going to be something that I will have to wait and give it time for everyone to find the new videos and to figure out how I'm doing things. And it'll take time for the algorithm to catch up and for everybody. But I have lots of wonderful friends here that always come and watch my videos. always come and spend time on the live, and I really appreciate you all very much. So I know that those that want to watch me will come back and watch. So it's no worry about that. Oh, I need a drink. Cheers. I've been doing a lot of talking. And also, you can watch part of the video and then come back and watch the other part of the video. You can split it up. I won't be putting in the timestamps. I'm not going to do that much, take that much time with it. Like I said before, I'm just going to put them together. And if I can, I will put stuff on the screen for you. And I'll put an intro and an outro, and we're going to call it good. Oh, good stuff. Okay. So today we went and walked again, and we have another new calf. They're so cute. We have 2 new calves right now. We still have the 2 horses and the donkey, and we have about 16, 17, maybe now that new calf might make it 18 cows. Now I'm going to have to turn my fan on. I know that makes a little bit of noise. Maybe I should turn on my air conditioner. I don't know if I had done that yet. Nice having a remote. I have a remote for both air conditioners, which is really nice. Okay. It's been busy this week. It's another reason I'm doing videos. Monday, we went and saw the grandkids. Got to see my grandboys. It was so good to get hugs and to love on them and to see them and talk to them. They were up here from Louisiana to see their other grandparents because their granddad was, not their granddad, what they call him, their pop-up was having a birthday. He's a Valentine baby, so they were here for his birthday. And we drove to Wichita Falls and had lunch with them. So it was really good to get to see them. So that was Monday. We left here about 9:30 or so. And then we were going to go to War Bonnet, which is the record store in Wichita Falls. However, Monday was President's Day, and we found out that not only are they closed on that particular holiday, but they are closed on all Mondays. We usually go on a Saturday. That's okay. So we didn't get to do that. Oh, I was going to tell you. These are Takume needles by Clover. And they are irritating me because some of my Takumi, Clover, some of mine, my wooden ones, these screw on. They come unscrewed. Not all of them, but some of them. And I've lost a few stitches with this project because of that. I need to switch them out. I just keep checking them. Tuesday, Dad had an appointment at the VA with his primary, and they did blood work, and he's really doing good. Now, he has stage 4 kidney disease caused by the diabetes, and they're supposed to be, when they put him on the Ozempic to get his blood sugar under control, it's supposed to prevent him from getting worse and getting into stage 5. When he gets into stage 5, we're looking at possible dialysis. So right now, there's no dialysis or any of that kind of thing. Right now, he can continue on just as he is. He's lost about 15 pounds since he started it last fall. He's not been on Ozempic a year yet. He's probably been on Ozempic about 8 months, something like that. And beyond that, he still has COPD, but it's not anything that he's had to be in the hospital for recently or anything like that, like when he first got here. And he does not plan to quit smoking, so that will only get worse. Maybe not. Maybe he'll just continue on like he is. Everything is really at a good spot right now, as good as we can get him right now with what he has going on. They cut his hours, as you know, from the VA for his home health, his helper. They were giving him 11 hours. Now they put him down to 6 hours. The doctor has put in 4 more and given her 2 cents worth. And now we wait for the company to call us and tell us what they're going to do, if they're going to up his hours again. Because 6 hours is not very much. It really isn't. It's barely enough time for his caregiver to be there, for him to get his bath, for him to eat. And that's about all she has time for in that 6 hours in the week. That's 3 days a week for 2 hours. And that's just, I don't like that. I want somebody to be there every day and to check on him and to talk to him. And I can go. Yes, I can go, and I do go. It's just, he has 90% disability. He can't stand for very long to cook for himself and to do things for himself. He can't walk very far. So I don't understand why they cut them. We'll see what happens. And we will do what we have to do. Let's see. So then yesterday, I went to the chiropractor, and then Saturday it's time to go back to Oklahoma and get cigarettes. And then on Sunday, we will do Walmart. And then on Monday, Dad and I both have appointments. I go back for my follow-up from my shot, and he goes to see the nephrologist, the kidney doctor. At least with that one, we don't have to go out of town too far. It's just the next town over. So that won't be too bad. And then the following day, next week, I go back to the chiropractor again. And then I think I should be able to take a couple weeks off. The shot is working. I had a steroid shot done in my right sciatica. So my lower back on the right side. When he did the shot, and this was a week ago Monday, today being, again, today is the 19th. I had that on, I don't remember what day. Was that the 11th? Something like that. Anyway. And it's good. I have not had to use my walking stick except when I sit for a little while, I get stiff and I have to use it to kind of get moving again, but that's it. But it's not hurting like it was hurting. And my hip is a whole lot better. Now, I had a shot in the hip and that didn't last but a week and it was gone. This in my back has lasted well over a week. I'm hoping that it lasts at least a month, and then we will see, because he obviously did a great job with placement of this shot for it to still be working a week and a half out. So we'll see how long it lasts. And I don't know. I'm hoping to find out from him on Monday how often I can get these. I'm hoping every 3 months. We'll see. I'll let you know. Okay, now the cows, I was going to say, Mr. Fiber came home yesterday and Toby, our donkey, was on the wrong side of the fence. So he came home and he got his coffee made and put some things away, and then he got in the other truck and he drove up to the other end to see what was going on. And there was a spot in the fence where evidently Toby and our cows have been going back and forth between our property and the neighbor's property. And as of this morning, Toby was still over there because he wouldn't come back. Mr. Fiber came back up here and he got some apples, and he went down there and he gave him some apples, and he tried to get him to come over, and he still wouldn't come over this side. Wasn't doing it. It's nice over there. There's this nice green wheat growing over there. Grass is always greener. So Mr. Fiber has spoken to the neighbor. The neighbor actually is leasing that property, and he's a cowboy, or he cowboys. So he is going to bring his horse and get Toby back over here. And he is going to gather the cows and take them to the sale barn for us. And we will not have to worry now about, because we don't like to have more than a few cows, because we have about 100 acres, and getting close to 20 cows is pushing it for 20 acres to feed them, because in the winter we got hay for them, but that's because we were going to get bad weather and they wouldn't be able to graze. I don't want to have to feed them out. I want them to have enough food and be fine without having to feed them out. So, yeah. So we now have an agreement, and that's awesome. So we're going to keep our bull, and we'll have a couple of cows, and we'll start again. And it's been almost 5 years. It's been a little over 4 years since we did this the last time, since we culled the herd. So we're right in there with, also though, we just right in there with what we can handle on our property. So that's good. But oh, Toby. You know, Toby is the oldest out here. And I keep saying he's probably going to outlive us. Because they live to be upper 75 years old or more is how long a donkey will live. A horse lives almost that long, but I think donkeys live longer than horses do. The last time I looked it all up and researched it all. The grandkids were doing awesome, by the way, if I didn't mention that. They're growing like crazy. And we are going to try to go see them here soon also. And Mr. Fiber's going to take off work, and the two of us, because I can't drive by myself anymore. I just can't. It's too much for me to, and I get too nervous. So we're gonna go together. So, okay, guys, I think that's everything I had to tell you for today. If you made it to the end, put a sloth in your comment so I know you watched all the way to the end. And don't forget to go over and leave comments on all of my videos and watch the video where I said I had a gift. If you leave comments, if you send me what you're working on to my email, fiberflooziecrafts@gmail.com. You can send me a picture of what you're working on, no matter what it is, whatever you're crafting. Even if you just made a big meal and you're so proud of what you cooked. Whatever you made. And I will have an entry, that will be an entry for you for the gift. And you can go over and check out the details, okay? USA only. I love y'all. Have fun today. See you later. You have anything to say, Serbs? I'll show you Cerberus. Hold on. He's tired. We walked today, so he is very tired. He'll be getting up here in a minute because it'll be time for 3 o'clock. Okay, y'all. Love y'all.